are y'all doing? This is going to be your February 2021 tarot reading. If you're new here, I'm Sarah. This is Cancer Capricorn guidance, and I'm here to bring you love, light, and guidance through tarot, astrology, and spirituality. In my description box, you can find my email. If you'd like to reach out to me to schedule a personal reading, please feel free to do so. Just reach out to me and we can set something up. You can also find my Instagram in my description box. Feel free to give me a follow. You can also find some links to some Spotify playlists I've made. Feel free to check those out. I put a lot of random stuff on my monthly playlist, and I make other kind of themed ones, so feel free to check those out if you're trying to find some new music. And I also have my PayPal link in my description box. If you'd like to donate to this channel, it would mean the absolute world to me, so thank you so much if you choose to do that. But Scorpio, what's been up with y'all? I was kind of tapping in before this and shuffling, thinking about Scorpios, and I got holding something dearly to your chest. I don't know why that phrase popped in my head. There's something that you're holding dearly to your chest. Could be something you're reminiscing about, or something that you're having trouble letting go of because you've been holding it a little too tightly to your chest. Or maybe there's something coming in for you that is going to become something really special to you, and it's going to be something that you hold really dearly. Maybe that Cancer full moon had some nostalgic, emotional effect on you. I know you'll never admit it, Scorpio, but you might have had an emotional few days surrounding that Cancer full moon at the end of December last month. And maybe you moved into the new year with a more sentimental mindset. I think Scorpios, a big challenge for you is that you are very emotional people and you have a lot of depth and you have a lot of care for a lot of things, but you have a hard time showing it. I feel like you can't in some way. And I think something that you kind of worked on last year, maybe you learned some tough lessons about, and something that you're kind of taking with you into 2021 might be you trying to just get more comfortable with being vulnerable and expressing that you really do care about certain things, and being more grateful and not taking for granted the things that you do hold dear to your heart because they're things that you don't really want to let go of. So there could be some things to do with that. That's just what I'm picking up on for you, Scorpio. But let's get into your reading and see what's up for y'all. Any messages for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Mercury, Mars, whatever placements you may have in your chart, whatever energy you've been vibing with. These messages are for Scorpio for February 2021. They can translate to you, people you're connecting with, people in your environment. If I'm talking about multiple people, the roles can be reversed. Any messages for Scorpio? All placements. Messages of love, truth, healing, light, forgiveness, clarity, sentimentality, reminisce, intuition, vulnerability. I'm getting that something that's new for you is taking the road less traveled, taking the road that might be more difficult, but taking the road that might be more difficult and unconventional, but feeling like you have to. Oh, maybe you tried something different in your life. You tried to switch things up and do things a little bit differently, and you're still finding the same negative result that you're not really into, that you're not really vibing with. Any other messages for Scorpio? For February 2021? Messages for Scorpio? Okay, Scorpio, I guess we're pulling. Wow, Scorpio. Okay. Good energy. Okay. So for the overall energy, we have the Page of Pentacles. And then we have the Hierophant reversed and the Five of Pentacles. Then the Moon reversed and the Lovers reversed. Then the Ace of Cups reversed, the Star, and the Sun. Wow, Scorpio. Okay, so with the Page of Pentacles as the overall energy, there's something that you're becoming more and more open to. I think that in some ways you were maybe okay with where you have been for a while, or you were kind of um, comfortable somewhere, and now you're moving into a space where you're kind of opening yourself up back up to new opportunities in some way. This could be in terms of like emotional stuff and like, open to connecting with people, open to maybe being vulnerable, open to new opportunities I'm getting. Yeah, I think that there's something about here like maybe it's worth it for me to open up to the possibilities of things. Um, yeah, new opportunities. New opportunities. All right, so you did things unconventionally. You tried something new, or you have been trying something new. You've been trying to do things your own way. You've been kind of taking the road less traveled, even if it's a more difficult one. And you've been trying to mix it up because you think that maybe if you take this less traveled road, your outcome might be different than the ones you've been getting and the ones you're not happy with. Or you did try this outcome, something different, something like you haven't done before, or you have a certain pattern or habit that you do and you're trying to change it up and do something differently in that way. And because of that, you're kind of going down a road where it's like, this may be difficult if I'm trying to break a habit. This may be lonely if I'm trying to detach myself from someone, maybe separated from someone. Maybe there was some kind of like deep, I'm getting like marriage connection even. Something to do with like a familial tie or like an actual legal tie to someone. There's a breaking of that and a moving on and taking that lonely road, but knowing that you're supposed to be on that road. This could be a lot of different things, but I'm getting you're doing something different. You're breaking out of an old habit or pattern and saying, okay, I'm gonna do this thing differently, and then maybe I'll finally get a different outcome than the one that I've been experiencing. And you know that it's a process that I have to go alone. It's a path that might be a little more bumpy and difficult, but it has to do with. It has to do with challenges to expressing yourself and your emotions, and emotions being more at the forefront and at the surface for you. And it also has to do with challenges in love, challenges with emotion, challenge with personal connection and like interpersonal relationships. I'm seeing that there's a road you're taking, and you're taking this lonely route because I think you're realizing like, yeah, maybe you're taking a break from love and relationships because you have some stuff to figure out with your emotions. I think there's a part of you that's like, I have some stuff to dig through. I have some stuff to figure out within me. I'm gonna need some time and a break, some loneliness, some much needed loneliness, like away from certain connections or people or relationships. There's been a sever here. I think maybe there's been a recent split or parting between two people or multiple people, and it's leaving you in a lonely space, but it's giving you this opportunity where you have time to kind of reflect on how you feel about the situation. There may be some emotions coming to the surface now that you're in this space that you're alone. Whether it's by your choice, you kind of maybe separated yourself from someone, or you're going through a period where you're really feeling alone, and you're doing it because you're like, well, maybe I have to be alone. Maybe I have to change some things up. Maybe things need to look a little different. If I want certain outcomes, maybe I have to take a break from all this and spend some time alone to get in touch with myself, to understand the emotions that I'm feeling throughout this process. I'm definitely getting like a separation of some kind. There was a breakup here, or even a loss. Scorpio, this feels really heavy. Like, there's definitely like these challenges in love. I just got, I'm taking a break from this stuff because I'm tired of chasing after people that don't also want me. Maybe you've had a lot of experiences with feeling really lonely and abandoned because of some kind of situations with surrounding unrequited love. Like you had a lot of love to give someone and you didn't get a lot back, or you have a habit of chasing people who don't chase you and don't want you in the same way. I'm getting a lot of just like coming to terms with and getting real with my emotional self and how I feel about a lot of these things. A lot of emotions are coming to the surface. And I think it has something to do with the fact that you are in this period where you feel more alone or more detached from people, whether it's by choice or not. You're giving yourself the space and you have the opportunity now to kind of reflect on a lot of these things. And so a lot of emotions are coming to the surface, maybe ones that you haven't dealt with before. But it feels really heavy because it feels like there's something here to do with you may be in a relationship and just taking a break from someone, saying I need some space and alone time because I need to figure some stuff out about whether I really want this, whether I really feel in love with you and feel the way about you that I do. Whew, this is heavy, Scorpio. Yeah, I'm seeing that you're like reflecting on and looking at yourself and your patterns and your habits and relationships and love. And I feel like you're coming to the realization when a lot of these emotions come to the surface, you may be realizing that you feel like you're approaching a challenge in your life, a challenge in relationships. Maybe you're used to challenging relationships. Maybe you chase after relationships that feel like a challenge. There's something here with like, you feel like your values or what you really know, what you thought you knew about love and relationships, that may be changing soon because you're having some time to think about it and get different perspectives on things. Maybe you're just really going through a separation from someone, you feel a loss with someone. And yeah, you're getting really in touch with your emotions. A lot is coming to the surface. And you feel like your idea of love, your idea of relationships is being challenged and maybe reworking itself. Or you're feeling that you feel really a severed connection between you and someone. There's like a breakup of lovers, there's a separation of lovers. And you don't feel the happiness. Scorpio, if you're not really involved with anyone or this isn't resonating, this could even have to do with you're taking some time alone to be unconventional and figure out how you want to do things differently. And with that, you're realizing that you feel a disconnection from self. Or maybe just realizing that you're not very happy. You had this time alone to get real with your emotions and you're feeling like, I'm not sure what's going to make me happy. I'm not sure what I'm, feeling good about right now. I don't know if I'm like feeling that great. I'm not feeling super joyful or fulfilled with what I'm doing in my life right now. I don't feel super happy. I'm getting a lot of different things here. Whatever this is for you, Scorpio, it's like you're really taking time alone and you are really reflecting on how you feel, really reflecting on your emotions. Maybe you're contemplating how you feel about a relationship and then kind of realizing you might have to make a decision to do something different moving forward. Maybe you have to separate yourself from this person, or maybe you have to talk about some things so you can figure out why there's this disconnect or this like unequal love. It feels like whatever it is, like if there's some kind of disconnect between you and someone else, it feels like there's a unequal give and take of emotions. Like one person is feeling a lot more than the other. One person feels way more strongly than the other. One person is giving a lot of love and the other isn't. I'm getting like an unrequited love kind of sense. But then we have the star and the sun, and that's really, really interesting because I feel like whatever happened here, you may be feeling like this, but at the same time, you're feeling really hopeful and optimistic about the future and how you want to move into a happier space. Or maybe, Scorpio, you're going into this period and you take some time alone to really reflect on your thoughts and your emotions about a situation. And then when you come to all these realizations about how you really feel, you may be feeling a sense of relief, a sense of hope that, things might not be that good right now, but I'm going to do something differently moving forward and change the outcome. You may be feeling, really optimistic about things that are to come. Maybe you're reflecting on something from the past. Maybe you're reflecting on a past relationship and how it didn't work out. And maybe you're realizing it had something to do with the fact that you weren't really as vulnerable as you could have been. Yeah. Maybe there's a pattern in your past relationship, Scorpio, where you left people feeling abandoned because you weren't as open and vulnerable to them, and there was never a chance for a connection to truly develop in the way it needed to have like a good, strong, foundational, lovers, divine connection. Not even divine, just like a powerful, strong, we're on the same page kind of connection. And then this person maybe felt like there was a lack of love from your end. It felt like unrequited love, and maybe that's why they left you alone, or they had to end the relationship, they had to end the connection. Whoever this is about, whether it's you or the other person feels like this, there's a sense of reflecting on this and reminiscing about the past, but you having this understanding and realization about why that happened the way it did, and maybe kind of coming to realization about and understanding a pattern that you have. Because like I said in the beginning of that channeling, there's things that you really do hold very near and dear to your heart, Scorpios. You guys are very emotional, and you have a lot of depth, and you have a lot of care for a lot of people and a lot of things. You don't always show it, and you don't always know how to, and that can be a struggle for you, or something that's been a conflict for you in your close relationships. And I think that you may be reflecting on past relationships and why they ended the way they did. Maybe there's a pattern of this, and you're trying to like look at things from an objective perspective where you really want to change. You really want things to be different. You want to do things differently. Moving forward in your future connections with people, you want to be a better partner or be there for them, or you are the kind of person who's always felt like people aren't open enough with you. This is the other way around, and you felt abandoned. You felt like you didn't have the full emotional commitment of the person you're with. You may be coming to a space where you want to make a change and choose people that don't make you feel like that. there's some sense of like coming to a lot of realizations about whatever this pattern is, whatever this situation is, and you're feeling hopeful and like hopeful for the fact that there's going to be joy in the future. There may have been a lot of pain here surrounding breakups or issues in relationships or patterns in your relationships, but you're feeling very optimistic about a bright future. You know that you will be happy again, and you know that with this knowledge and understanding of yourself and your patterns of your past, you can go forward now having a lot more understanding of things and maybe trying to do things differently. And you know that if you do things differently, it's going to come out with a different outcome, and maybe you'll actually find the kind of happiness that you're looking for, find like actual fulfillment that you really want. There's a lot about just feeling really hopeful, and again, yeah, really optimistic, like good days are to come. I got really good days are to come. These are two really, really positive cards next to this really heavy sadness in this reading. It's like a huge juxtaposition right here, and it's kind of wild, but I just feel that you're very hopeful about the future and the fact that there's going to be other kinds of happiness. There's going to be new kinds of happiness and abundance that come in for you. You're just very optimistic and looking forward to the future. And I think that because you've come to this space of understanding your past, forgiving yourself, moving forward and wanting the best for yourself, wanting a good outcome, wanting a positive outcome, wanting to be happy. And so you're choosing to kind of open yourself up to these things again. You're choosing to open yourself up to new opportunities, choosing to maybe start a new path where you're going to do things differently. You're very determined, and you want to be dedicated to kind of changing some old habits, or changing the habits or patterns of the kind of people you pick and how they treat you. I'm getting you're really open to going on a new path, starting something new, starting a new cycle, trying to do things differently, being open to new opportunities, being excited and determined within yourself to do this, because you know that you're chasing that happiness. You feel like you want it, and you want to feel fulfilled and youthful and carefree. And so you're hopeful that those feelings will come in for you again in your relationships, or even just in general. All right, can I get 3 messages of advice for Scorpio? 3 messages of advice for Scorpio regarding this spread for February 2021. 3 messages of advice for Scorpio, February 2021. Scorpios. Whenever no cards are falling out, I'm like, this sign doesn't want to open up to me. Interesting, Scorpio. All right, we got the 10 of Wands, the 7 of Swords, and the 2 of Wands. I'm feeling like you may be realizing that this pattern or cycle, or even this current feeling that you may be feeling about your patterns in relationships, or how you feel about this specific relationship, you've had time to kind of back away and get in touch with your true feelings about this relationship. It's feeling like your past is a burden, and it's something that you want to let go of. Your past is something that kind of weighs you down, and it's something that you want to kind of move towards letting go of. I don't think you want to hold on to this really tightly anymore. I think Scorpios have a habit of really, really tightly holding on to the past, maybe grudges or negative feelings or heavy feelings. And I think it's something that's becoming burdensome to you. And I think that's part of the realization too, is that this pattern that you're doing, it may be what you know, it may be what you're familiar with, but you want to make a change, and you know you have to, because this old way of doing things is just really heavy and burdensome, and it's not working anymore. And the 7 of Swords, I feel like there's a part of you that feels guilty about this scenario, whatever these realizations you come to are, or there's a part of you that feels like you really have to hide parts of yourself, like you have to conceal parts of yourself. Again, Scorpios, maybe you have a tough time with vulnerability. I think this is saying that things like that are not worth holding in. Things like that are not worth, if you're with someone who makes you feel like you have to conceal yourself and you can't open up to them, then maybe you really aren't with the right person. If they're really not making you feel emotionally fulfilled and abundant, then if you have to hold back parts of yourself, or feel like you have to lie about parts of yourself, or hold in emotions, I'm just getting a lot of like pent up energy, like you feel like you can't let your guard down and express yourself. And the 2 of Wands, I feel like you're looking forward and you're ready to kind of set your sights on the future. I think you're no longer kind of holding on to your past and holding things in. I think you're looking towards like a brighter future of your relationships looking different, because you're going to move through them differently. This also speaks of like making very calculated moves. I think this is you thinking about how you're going to make different moves, and you might have to really think about the decisions that you're making, because you may naturally want to go towards the things that seem easy, But again, you're doing things unconventionally and you're taking the tough road, the harder road, the less traveled road, because you know you want to be more decisive about, I don't know how to say it, decisive about the decisions you're making. You may have to do things differently. You may have to catch yourself in old patterns and then, snap out of them. And this is you being hopeful about the future and looking into the future of, yeah, things are going to be different. I want to do things differently and I want to be happy, and I'm hopeful that I will reach that place. So I'm looking forward into the future. I'm feeling really optimistic. I really love this for you, Scorpio. I feel a lot of really reflective and deep realizations about the past, and really understanding that, and then moving forward with such a sense of optimism and openness and readiness to let go of how heavy and icky, and like there's a lot of guilt here. There's a lot of just heavy emotions that you want to kind of move on from. And I think you're looking forward to the future because you're really excited about what is to come, and you know that there are good things to come, and you are feeling ready and open for them. So Scorpio, I'm going to leave it at that. I really enjoyed this reading. I hope that you did too. If any of these messages resonated with you, please leave comments down below. I would love to hear about it. Again, in my description box, you can find my email. If you'd like to reach out to me to schedule a personal reading, please feel free to do so. You can also find my Instagram. Feel free to give me a follow. You can find those Spotify playlist links, and you can find my PayPal link. Scorpio, I really hope you enjoyed these messages. I hope that you enjoyed this reading. I really hope that you move forward with a lot more optimism, because you're going to find the happiness and the lightheartedness that you're really seeking right now. So Scorpio, I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next reading.